Hi, Chris. I already messed that up. why? Why would I say hi, Chris? All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that again. It's been a long day already, as you can tell. Hi, I'm Chris Luck, founder of Alphapreneur.com, the world's most exclusive community for entrepreneurs. And for today's talk, I'm going to share 10 ways on how to build self-confidence. And if you're tuning in live, I would love for you to add your items to the list in the live chat. And if you're watching the recording of this, go ahead and leave in a comment below this video some ways that you might have to build self-confidence that are either on this list that you do yourself, that you're just wanting to revalidate, or for everyone else to know. Or if you have new ways or other ways that are not on this list, please go ahead and add that in the live chat, or you can also add it in the comment below if you're watching the recording of this live stream, because I would love to feature you on the live stream as well. So let's go ahead and just get right started. So number one is to visualize what you want to be. Now, Napoleon Hill once said, "What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." And visualization is the technique of seeing an image of yourself that you're proud of in your own mind. And when we struggle with low self-confidence, we have a poor perception of ourselves that's often inaccurate. So really think about how can you practice visualizing the version of yourself that you want to be to truly achieve your goals. Number two is to affirm yourself. Now, Wayne Dyer once said, "Whatever I need is already here, and it is all for my highest good," which is a really great quote, because if you really tend to behave in accordance to your own self-image. So if you are affirming with yourself and you're positive with yourself, you're just at the end of the day, you're just going to be more self-confident because you're positive with everything that you do. So the trick is to really making this change last is to change how you view yourself. And affirmations are usually positive and uplifting statements that we can also say to ourselves. And if you don't have an idea of what type of affirmations that you could say to yourself, if you just Google positive affirmations, you'll get a lot of ideas. But at the end of the day, you really want to believe whatever that, we tell ourselves consistently. So for example, I know that, if for quite some time, I wasn't happy with my physical appearance. So what I did was I would say something that I would appreciate or like about myself, whenever I look in the mirror. So, I like my smile or something like that. And even though there might be other parts of me that I dislike, you want to think about things that you do like. And then to get your brain to accept your positive statements more quickly, you can also phrase your affirmations as questions like, "Why am I so good at making deals?" instead of "I am good at making deals." So really thinking about adding the question at the beginning, like, "Why am I blank?" then your brain is biologically wired to really seek answers to those questions without analyzing whether the question is valid or not. Number three is to do something that scares you, and try to do this at least once a day if you can. So Tivhar Ecker, I think I say his last name right, once said, "Don't overestimate the competition and underestimate yourself." So the best way to overcome fear is to really face it head on. And by doing something that scares you every day and gaining confidence from every experience, you will see your self-confidence soar. So you need to get out of your comfort zone and you need to face your fears. Now, for myself, I've been wanting to get on YouTube and be on camera for 15 years, but my self-confidence was really low. I not only just that, but I was terrified of what people would say. I was terrified if, what if people don't show up, or what if I get a bunch of thumbs downs instead of thumbs ups, or what if I don't get any comments? I had all of this stuff. So I feared that for a very, very long time. But then in the last 2 weeks, I realized, if I really want to make an impact and empower as many people as I can on this planet, specifically entrepreneurs, then I just need to face my fears. So why I'm doing live streams, one of the reasons I'm doing live streams right now every day on YouTube is I'm terrified of these. I'm terrified of doing this and terrified of turning on my camera and terrified of what people are going to say, but I'm facing my fears every single day. And I can already tell in just a short amount of time I've already started doing this, that I'm feeling more confident every time I do turn on the camera. And this is just the beginning. So definitely do something that scares you every day and really try to face your fear. Number four is to question your inner critic. So Louis Hay once said, You have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. So try approving yourself and see what happens. So some of the harshest comments that we get from ourselves is the voice of our inner critic. And if you struggle with low self-confidence, there's a possibility that your inner critic has really become overactive and just inaccurate. So strategies like gets kind of fancy, but cognitive behavioral therapy is going to help you question your inner critic and really look for evidence to support or deny the things that your inner critic is saying to you. So for example, if you think that you're a failure, then you need to ask yourself, well, what evidence is there to support the thought that I am a failure? And what evidence is there that doesn't support the thought that I am a failure? So I know that gets a little, therapeutic, but you could go back and watch the replay of this if you need to write that down. But at the end of the day, you just want to find opportunities and really congratulate and reward yourself, even for the smallest successes that you might have. Number 5 is the 100-day rejection challenge. So this is really cool. You want to try doing the 100-day rejection challenge. And Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." So there's a famous keynote speaker, and this is a picture of him that you can see right now on the screen, by the name of Jia Zhang. And he became famous for recording his experience of busting fear by purposefully making crazy requests of people in order to be rejected for 100 days straight. So he went out for 100 days straight making just outlandish requests intentionally to be rejected. Now, his purpose was to desensitize himself to rejection, and he did this because he just got more upset than he expected over the rejection from potential investors when he tried to pitch his business to investors. So busting fear isn't an easy thing to do, but if you want to have fun while really building up your self-confidence, this is a really powerful way to do it, and you can almost look at it like a game. Instead of going into something hoping you're going to get a yes, you go into something knowing you're just going to get a no. And if you do get a yes, that's great. But if you do this for 100 days straight, then that's really going to build yourself up to be able to handle rejection, which is really incredible. Number 6 is to set yourself up for the win. So Dennis Waitley once said, "To establish true self-confidence, we must concentrate on our success and forget about our failures." So too many people out there are discouraged about their abilities simply because they set themselves goals that are just too difficult to achieve. So you want to start by setting yourself small goals that you can really win easily. And then once you have built a stream of successes that really make you feel good about yourself, then you can move on to harder goals. And you want to make sure that you also keep a list of all of your achievements, both large and small, to really remind yourself of the times that you have actually done really well and you achieved something. So instead of focusing on only the to-do list, I like to actually spend time reflecting on my did it lists. And then reflecting on major milestones and projects and goals that you achieved is going to be a great way to reinforce confidence in your skills. Number 7 is to help someone else. Now, this is my favorite on this whole list. Out of the top 10 ways on how to build self-confidence, this is really what I live by right now. And it's help someone else. So Brian Tracy once said, "Successful people are always looking for opportunities to help others, and unsuccessful people are always asking, what's in it for me?" So helping someone else will really enable you to forget about yourself and to really feel grateful for what it is that you have. And it also feels really good when you're able to make a difference for somebody else, which is why I'm doing these live streams, which is why I'm even on YouTube, is I'm trying to do everything I can in my power to really make a difference for someone else. Instead of focusing on your own weaknesses, you think about how you could maybe volunteer to mentor, to assist, to teach somebody, and you will see your self-confidence and your inner self-confidence really grow automatically in the process, and you just feel great at the end of the day. And number 8 is to really care for yourself. So Sonda Rhimes, I think I'm saying her name right, Sonda Rhimes once said, "Having a strong sense of self-care is fundamental no matter what you're doing. So it's really important for your survival." Now, self-confidence really relies on a combination of good physical health, but also emotional health and social health. And it's hard to really feel good about yourself if you hate your physique or if you're constantly having low energy. So really make time to practice great exercise and eating and sleep habits, and try to dress the way that you really want to feel. And you will build your self-confidence by making the effort to look after your own needs. And when I say just a second ago, dress the way you want to feel, right now, yeah, I'm not dressed in a suit and tie, but I don't really want to feel like I used to feel when I wore a suit and when I had to wear a suit and tie to go to work. The way that I dress now is I actually I make my own t-shirts that have their own sayings on them. Like the one today that I'm wearing says build an empire. So I like to actually wear shirts based off of sayings that I like, that really kind of sets the bar on what it is. Like, why am I even, turning on my computer today? Why am I going live on YouTube? It's because at the end of the day, today, I'm really thinking about, like, I want to build an empire, and all of that is revolving around Alphapreneur. So think about like things that you can do to really dress and the way that you want to feel, and then really care for yourself in the process. And also, I can wear these shirts to the gym when I'm jogging and all of that, which is nice. Number 9 is to create boundaries. Now, Travis Bradberry once said, "We need to establish boundaries between our personal and professional lives. And when we don't work, our health, and our lives suffer." So the more control and say that you have in your own life, the greater your self-confidence will be. And I found by starting by creating boundaries just between your work and your life balance, and trying to keep those separate. Now, I know if you're, let's say, a single mom and your kids are at home with you right now, you probably look like, this lady does on the screen right now, and you can't really create great boundaries. But just you try to make do with what you have, and the more boundaries that you can have in your life, and the more structured that you can be, the better off you're going to be. And number 10 is to connect with others. Now, Katori Hall once said, don't let others put thoughts in your mind and take away from your self-confidence. Now, I want to repeat that because that's really important. Don't let others put thoughts in your mind that take away from your self-confidence. And that is the problem with today's social media. It doesn't matter where you go. If you go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, whatever the next social media platform is, there are always trolls. There are always negative people that spend all of their time putting down others to try to make themselves feel better. So even though you might be you might not be directly affected by that, you're seeing it indirectly, just all the negativity that's floating around out there. And it doesn't matter how much self-confidence you have. When someone says something negative towards you in a public setting, in front of your friends or your family, and for the world to see, it really hurts. And that hurt can sometimes last a really long time. And for entrepreneurs, this is our kryptonite, because the world is changing, and it's changing really fast. And we're constantly having to keep up with the changes and the pivots, and sometimes we have to reinvent ourselves completely, like what I'm doing right now with YouTube. I've never done anything like this before. So we can't really do this and talk about this in a public environment. So you need to find a safe place that you can call home, where you can really go and ask as many questions as you want and get help and inspiration whenever you need it most. And in my 21 years as being an entrepreneur, I always wished a place like this existed, but it never has. So I created it, and now that's Alphapreneur, which is the world's most exclusive community for entrepreneurs. And it's our safe place for entrepreneurs that we call home. So if you enjoyed today's talk, what I'd like for you to do is first try to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of today's talk, because all of these talks are going to be very different. So if you're here on the live chat is great because I can see the live chat I'm going to look at in a second. But also, if you're here live, leave a comment on the video itself as well, because then I can reply to your comments in detail after the fact, because the live chat, I can't reply to your live chats. But if you leave a comment below the video, I can actually reply to that. And also, if you can, share this video on social media with the hashtag Alphapreneur so I can see you, because what I'm going to do starting today is every night I'm going to randomly select one lucky person that has actually left a comment. So it's taken the time to leave a comment on any video on Alphapreneur's YouTube channel, as well as I'm going to pick another lucky person that shared this video and personally set them up with a free lifetime membership to alphapreneur.com as my thank you for supporting the show. And if you are already a paying member of Alphapreneur, then I'm just going to cancel the billing on your membership, so you'll have a free lifetime membership. So again, the way that you can get a free lifetime membership is, again, every day I'm going to select 2 people and give them a free lifetime membership. One is going to be someone that just leaves a comment below this video, and then I'm going to pick someone else that's also shared this link on social media with the hashtag Alphapreneur. So because I'm connected on all the social media platforms, so I'm going to jump on all the platforms and search for the hashtag Alphapreneur, find someone that has shared one of my videos and personally reach out to them and friend them, but then also give them a free lifetime membership access to Alphapreneur. So that is something new that I've never done before, that I'm going to do moving forward to really, thank all of you that are actually engaging and interacting and really sharing and helping spread the word about Alphapreneur and really just helping make this world a better place. So I feel like you should be rewarded for that. So it would be fun to kind of make it a fun contest, and then I can, go out there and see what everybody's saying and then reward people along the way. So that is what I have for you all today. So let me go ahead and since we're here live, I'm going to keep the camera rolling, and we're just going to go through and take a look at some of the comments that were coming in. And then I'm just going to scroll up and start at the top of the comments and kind of work our way down. Arlo says, I'm LOLing. Yeah, before we started this live, I actually stumbled over my words. Instead of saying, hi, I'm Chris, I said, hi, Chris. So I was talking to myself. So that was kind of awkward. So I'm glad you found that interesting. Liz says, making money is easy. I can rock the tech stuff. Larry says, yeah, Wayne always gives great attitude, 1000%. And by the way, a lot of people ask, because I'm always sharing quotes, and people are wondering, where do I get my quotes from? There is a website called brainyquote.com. It's like BRAINY quote.com. I love looking there for quotes. Liz says, so true about questions. We can never ask enough questions. And that was actually, I talked about that a lot on my live stream yesterday about just questioning everything. So if you can do that, also just questioning things to kind of help build up your self-confidence is really going to help you out. Arlo says, I still don't understand why this is a concern if you're preaching about not worrying about perfection. Liz says, Louise, hey, what a role model. Absolutely. Larry says, my trouble is I don't have an inner critic, so I don't have an inner voice pushing me. That is awesome. If you don't have an inner critic, you have a lot going for you, because a lot of people do. And that's just, most of humanity. They're always, criticizing everything internally, even though they don't talk about it. So if you don't have an inner critic, then that's one less bug you have to squash. Liz says, Dennis Waitley, another great inspiration. Him and Dyer, some of the early heroes in self-help, 1,000,000%. I'm glad that you actually noticed them, because most people, whenever they hear those names, they have no idea who they are. So they start Googling in them. And when you start Googling them, you kind of go down the rabbit hole of like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. So I actually like to go back to some of like the lates and the greats and bring their information forward again, because I think it's really impactful for a lot of people. And there's just not enough people that really talk about wisdom from the past. So I'm glad that you appreciate that. We got another one that says, how about focusing on the ultimate goal and go backwards to define the short-term goals? That's a fantastic thing to do. I was actually just describing this to my daughters the other day, because one of the things that they're actually doing, because they're on spring break right now, but we're all on quarantine at the moment, but they are on spring break, so they're not doing any like homeschooling at the moment. And one of the things that they came up with is they're trying to come up with a business idea for a business that they can make, and they totally did this on their own. This wasn't me like talking to them about it and it was what they should do. But they were running their business idea by me, and they were kind of all over the place on it, which they should be, because they're 7 and 9. So I actually drew out like a line on a piece of paper that went across the entire page. And then I put on the left side of the line, start. I wrote start. On the right side of the line, I wrote end. And then I said, okay, let's start at the end, the finish line. Like, what is your end goal with this business? Like, what do you want to accomplish? And when they told me, then what we did was we made a bunch of tick marks on the line back to the starting point. So then they could see visually all the different things that they need to do to get to what their end goal was. So trying to explain that to a 7 and 9-year-old, it was really cool to do. And then now I can, take that and then share it with all of you. So hopefully you found that helpful. Liz says, me too. Creatives are a business lifestyle, not a hobby. 1,000,000%. Hearts and Mind and Symphonies said, develop your self-confidence by focusing on motivation through repetition. 1000%. Arlo says, I want that shirt. I'll make these shirts available at some point. If I know there's enough people interested in these, the shirts and the hats and stuff that I make for myself, I will definitely make these for other people as well. Blanche says, let dreams be big, be limitless. Don't restrict yourself. Let yourself be as man thinketh that he also is. Those are writer downers right there, by the way. So I'm going to repeat that for Blanche. So let your dreams be big. So that's always be big with your dreams. Be limitless. That also goes with your dreams. Don't restrict yourself, and then let yourself be. A man thinketh that he also is. And then also she continued to say, write down your plans regardless of whether you achieve them or not. And if you don't plan your life, someone else will. Absolutely. And just write something down, and it will form a baseline for you to aim higher. That's awesome. Those are really good words. Better words than I could come up with. Liz says, authors rock. Tees, hoodies, and mugs. I'm going to create all the stuff. I'll create all kinds. I'll have a whole Alphapreneur store in like a week or two, and then I'll link it up. So we'll see if you guys actually want to buy any of the stuff. It's one thing saying you'll buy it, but then once it's up, to see if you'll actually do it. Yeah, that would be cool. Harlow says, yes, I unfollow super trolls. You know what? Even though you unfollow them and you're not looking for them, it seems like they will always find you. And then not only just you, but it's like I see people trolling my friends all the time on Facebook, and I'm constantly defending my friends for them because it's like if that troll was talking to me, that would ruin my day. So I try to defend my friends whenever I see them out there. But there's just so many of them. Blanche says, encourage yourself even when it's stormy around you. You are your own best friend, and you shouldn't let yourself down. Man, Blanche, I should have had you. I should have had you do the talk today. Jamie says, best response when someone is mean, ask them, why would you say that? That's really good. I actually never thought to say that. I never thought to question like someone that's being mean, because I'm usually just trying to diffuse it immediately. Like I don't want to open a conversation with somebody that's being mean. I usually just say a statement that's like, cutting them off at the head. But I'm going to try that next time, just out of interest. I'll say, why would you say that? And then I'll let you know, Jamie, how that goes. Mark says, I love being on YouTube. That's awesome. I'm terrified of being on YouTube. So this is me getting out of my comfort zone and facing my fears. So hopefully I'll be able to say one day I love being on YouTube. I love the fact that I can interact with all of you and engage, and we can have a nice, open, fun conversation. So that's a lot of fun. Blanche also says you need to surround yourself with positive people who have already achieved what you're looking for. It will rub off. Absolutely. That's a good one. Liz says safe places. Sorry, fumble fingers. Jamie says, it was great, Chris. You always share good information. Look forward to seeing these, or look blah, 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 blah. Look forward to these and being with like-minded individuals. Mike, great information. Thank you so much, Mike. David says, have sticky affirmation notes placed around the home or office. That's a good idea. That you can easily see, and keep your mind focused on thoughts that keep you building confidence as you go throughout the day. That's great. And then also not only just affirmation notes, but you could have not necessarily notes, but you could even have a journal of all the did it's. So instead of the to-dos, the did it's, and that way you can take a look at a journal of everything that you accomplished, and you could even, date stamp everything that you do. So whenever you feel like you're just, stuck in a rut, or like, man, I'm not doing anything, or, I feel like that all the time. And a lot of entrepreneurs do think about like writing down your did it. So that way you can go look at all the things that you did, and then you can know that, this is just, it's all in your head. You just have to get through it. Magnus says, affiliate marketing is probably the first thing everybody makes money with. Yeah, I think so too. Most entrepreneurs that I know, it's affiliate marketing that is really what got their start. And then again, that's what got my start, was affiliate marketing. And I did it for 9 years, and I still do it today. It's not my main job, but affiliate marketing is it's a great way to make money. David says the content is great as always. Thank you, David. This was actually a little more difficult of a subject to talk about, just because of all the things I wanted to talk about. I know a lot of people have their thoughts about things like this when you start getting into personal development, but I want to share as much personal development advice as I can, but it's a lot harder for me to talk about it. Like when I say harder to talk about it, I'm referring to like word usage and that kind of stuff instead of talking about running Facebook ads. Like that kind of stuff to me comes off easier off of my tongue than it does talking about self-confidence. But I need to face my fear. That's one thing, me saying that it's hard for me to talk about, and I feel like sometimes I trip over the words because there's big words out there, but I just need to do it anyway because I know it's going to help people. So thank you, David, for saying that. Martin says, be confident. Great video presentation. Thank you so much, Martin. I Come to Talk Story says, hey, guy, late but love you, Kara. Thank you so much, Kara, for being here. David also says, I was actually late here today. I was posting on Instagram about Alphapreneur. Thanks so much, David. Like I said, tonight, I'm going to do some searches on social media to see who was sharing this video with the hashtag Alphapreneur. So all you have to do on YouTube, you just click the share button, and then it's going to ask you what network you want to share it on. Pick the network, and then it'll take you to that network, and you can share this video, but then you can also say something about this video, but then use the hashtag Alphapreneur. So when I search hashtag Alphapreneur and I see videos that were shared, then I can pick a random winner that's going to have a lifetime membership to Alphapreneur. Jamie says, yes, I like to put the affirmation messages around the house too. A reminder of my visions and reaffirm myself and my values and dreams. I love Brainy Quote. Yeah, Brainy Quote is a good one. Blanche says, Chris, you always over deliver. Thank you, Blanche. Blanche, you really dropped some bombs in the chat. So thank you for being so active in the chat. And you as well, David. And you as well, Liz. I'm going through the chat now. Liz says, love it. I'm working with great nieces, 14 and 16, to write and publish their own book. That is killer. Liz says, so cool about the girls. Liz says, go Blanche. Jamie says, me sharing my views here is out of my comfort zone, but I'm doing it anyway, facing my fear. That is awesome. We're all in this together. And then I'll tell you, sharing your views here and then having, me talk about your views and pulling your views up on camera here or on screen is that's going to make you feel, I guarantee you'll feel better at the end of the day. Like, starting off these live streams, I'm always, literally shaking. Like I can feel like my fingers tremble before I hit go like broadcast. But then once these live streams get going, I just feel more and more comfortable once it gets going. So, and that's just me speaking from personal experience. So for anybody that feels like you're getting out of your comfort zone, I found the further you can get out of your comfort zone, the faster you're going to realize it wasn't so bad. Sue says, thanks, Chris. You really encouraged me today. Thank you so much for being here, Sue. Again, I'm doing these every weekday at 1 p.m. Central time. So same time, same place tomorrow. Liz says, doing Savers. Thanks, Chris. Savers I mentioned yesterday. So for those you don't know what Savers is, go back and watch what I talked about yesterday. Luke says, use NLP, get a rubber band, wear it around your wrist. Every time seeing something good happens, I've never heard of this. I've always wondered why so many people wear like rubber bands. And sometimes I do see people pulling on rubber bands. And I'm like, why are these people inflicting pain on themselves? So Luke says, use NLP, get a rubber band and wear it around your wrist. Every time something good happens, flick the rubber band. And when you need to be confident, flick the band again and your frame will change. That is really cool. I never understood that. So thanks for sharing that. I Come to Talk Story. Being late sounds like Chris asked all to add the ways to work. What kept me going, no matter what it is to know what. So to know what you know and know what you don't, knowing someday you will. Make a list and do all. That's really cool. I like that. Arlo's is going to have a free membership. I'll be an affiliate. Yeah, you can be an affiliate for Alphapreneur. If you go to alphapreneur.com and scroll to the very bottom, there's a link that says ambassadors, and that's actually the affiliate program. So I do have an affiliate program for sure. I just don't, actively promote it. Jamie says, Luke, great idea. That was a really good one. And Parov says, some people flick rubber bands to avoid self-harm too. Unfortunately. But everybody, this was a killer live stream. I've really enjoyed this talk. I wasn't sure what all of you were going to think about this because most people know me for like my marketing advice and entrepreneurship and things like that. And I really wanted to kind of talk about things that go way deeper than just here's how to be an affiliate marketer and that kind of stuff. And then also if I have talks like this, that's more personal development-ish and it's a live stream, you all shared a lot of really good stuff in the chat. And then for those of you that are here and you saw me call out and we were talking about your thoughts in the chat, copy and paste what you said in the chat and put it as a comment below in the actual comment section on the YouTube page, because then I can reply to those comments again after the fact, because you can't reply to comments in the chat, because all the things like Luke, like with the rubber band, and Blanche with all the things that you had, and Liz, all the ideas you had, and David, if you put those in the comments below, that's going to help everybody else that sees this video. They're going to see all those tips and tricks, and then I can reply to those, and we can keep this conversation going and more tips surfacing way beyond when I hit in broadcast on this live stream. So make sure that you do that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. New Web Video says, you're the best, great info and ideas. Thank you so much. You're the best. Magnus says, to make a difference for someone else is huge, gives you a wonderful feeling afterwards. Absolutely. So again, everybody, something new that I'm doing is, again, if you enjoyed today's talk, leave a comment below. And again, your comment can just be, it can be hi, hello. It could be copying and pasting what you said in the live chat that was helpful. Leave a comment, and then also share this video on social media, whatever platform you like to use, and talk about the video and why you liked it, and use the hashtag Alphapreneur, because in that way I can do a global search across all social networks, because every night I'm going to randomly select one person that has left a comment, and then also one person that has shared, and then I'm going to reach out to you and give you a free lifetime membership to Alphapreneur as my thank you. And also, when I have apparel and all this kind of stuff live, and hats and everything, I'll probably even send you a nice little thank you box that has just a bunch of free stuff in it once I actually have merchandise and all of that. So I just don't have all that yet. So all I can really offer is just a lifetime membership to the community, which is still incredible because it's $100 a month that you're getting. So that's all I got for you today. So I just want to thank you all again for being here. Again, I'm going to be here at the same time, same place tomorrow. We're going to go through we'll go through another topic. It'll be a fun topic. We'll engage live in the chat. Today's chat was off the hook. This was the best chat that I've seen so far. So thank you. And let's just keep this going. So again, I'll be here tomorrow. I hope to see you. And if not, I'm going to keep an eye out on the comments. I'm going to keep an eye out on the social shares of this video. And then I'm just going to start reaching out to people and giving away a lot of free stuff. So thanks for being here, and I will see you all tomorrow.